pool before them, Jan saw the surface as the blue of a television screen. No signal, the pool offers itself to very few. Its surface is broken by air and weather. The primary colors light the screen in error as the wind creates a soft distortion. I should swim. No one seems to swim in pools. It is a salty mirror. It is better unbroken, the same, or matching. This is singular. A singular pool, the water would be to Jan's waist if they were to enter. Proxima Centauri b is a shallow all-ocean aquaplanet. The water's salinity is higher than Earth's. Allowing the water to be cold. Jan thinks in relationship to Earth, or perhaps their own chemical needs build aesthetics. I know it is not, but it feels boring. Flat may be subdivided by geography. Used for vacant, melancholy, former heading, even-keeled, broader term, affect, related term. Narrow term, eyes straight, mouth open, voice low. Is that so? Anger may be subdivided by geography. Broader term, emotions, may be subdivided by geography. Here, with such complete uniqueness, my evaluation seems biased. On the day side of Proxima Centauri b, I look at the monochromatic pool, the blank screen, the austere cover of a book, the television set gone blue asking what else. Jan thinks it is a pool. Part 2. Proxima Centauri b completes its orbit in 11 days. Due to the planet's close proximity to its star, it is tidal locked. There is a permanent day side and a permanent night side. Though colder, the night side receives less radiation from its star, particularly ultraviolet, with moderate radiation levels and slightly warmer temperatures. The world has learned to blossom in the shade. There is a cosmopolitan belt where the day side and the night side meet. There seems to be a food chain of inanimate organisms living off of the planet's star. HT is complex. We do not know the form of its intelligence or its culture, however, it is advanced. It is obvious that it reads and utilizes the flares from the star. Jan positioned themselves at the center of the planet's day side, resting above the saline solution while the ocean acts as a one-way mirror. The planet was disinterested in its visitor, moving off of the platform and floated above the salt water, and looked at the dwarf star I am observing with my imagination. Part 3. A moment passed, and without warning, a perspective enveloped Jan as halophilic Titan found them. HT's awareness connected with Jan. Jan saw that HT was functioning similar to large-scale mycelium. When Jan connected with HT, they became part of its network. HT did not communicate traditionally because it was a singular entity. It understood all parts of its own network, and from what Jan knew, the awareness was not centralized. It was a singular entity with a physically enveloping, encompassing awareness. As an exoplanet researcher, Jan's suit was a vacuum in order to prevent the exchange of bacteria or viruses or matter. Separately, due to the researcher's need to be in close proximity to the star, the vacuum suit was designed to block any part of the electromagnetic spectrum that was higher than visible light. As an exoplanet researcher, Jan's suit was a vacuum in order to prevent the exchange of bacteria, viruses, or matter. Separately, due to the researcher's need to be in close proximity to the star, and Proxima Centauri B is very close to its star. Though as an M-dwarf star, the amount of energy the Proxima Centauri gives off is relatively low, its stellar flares are rather common, and the planet's closeness increases the impact of this electromagnetic energy. The large amounts of ultraviolet and X-ray radiation were thought by exoplanet researchers to sterilize planets. However, HT had evolved to utilize electromagnetic radiation in all its wavelengths. As a result, it connected with Jan through the lower level radiation waves that the suit did not block. It could have done this at any time, but it had not noticed Jan until they entered the water. A spot one notices on a blank screen. The radiation, a connective medium. The human body has always been a transmitter and receiver. Humans just never learned to decode and interpret the information directly. My own radio. Part 4. HT was here and Jan was here. hertz is singular. Two oscillators at 250 hertz is a unison. A violin and a flute playing C5. HT and Jan held an awareness of each other's perspective. They had joined each other's networks, but this had not ended their autonomous consciousness. It was an experience that was new to HT. It was an experience new to HT. The two communicated. Unlike the messages sent along HT's singular network, Jan was autonomous. Piano playing middle C while guitar plays G4. Two frequencies playing with the 3:2 ratio. Violin 1 and violin 2 playing a major third apart. Two radiators in separate rooms of an apartment clicking simultaneously. HT, I know social. Jan, individuals gathering together to eat, not to eat one another. We are together. We are matched. It does not feel social. Part 5. Jan stared at a pool. The aqua split the ground. The baby blue bordered by beige concrete divided the primary green of the grass lawn. No one swims in pools, Jan thought. Their eyes stared. The pool sat as an isolated capsule. Hot air from Ohio's summer blew across the surface, leaving subtle ripples. I should swim. The chlorine gave the water medicinal smell. I am observing with my imagination. At times, across a handful of light years, Jan and HT could sometimes feel each other's presence, as faint electromagnetic waves made their way from Proxima Centauri to the Sun. There was no more information exchanged, no communication. There was a dusting of light from a star. Thank you so much. I'm Dave Scanlon.